Good morning. It's Thursday, November 20th, 2025. It is a very cloudy, overcast day here in Garnerville, Iowa. It's been kind of misting overnight, and it is typical November weather. I hope and pray that things don't get too cold so it freezes, but we will deal with it as it comes. Reminder of newsletter articles are due in today, the 20th. Please get them into Rosie or to Stephanie so they can get into the December newsletter. Also, a reminder of worship services this coming Sunday, 8:30 at St. Paul's, 10:30 at First. First, we'll celebrate Holy Communion, and both services, of course, will be live streamed on the parish Facebook page, First and St. Paul Lutheran Churches. Those are the announcements I want to touch on for today. I would imagine some of you thought I dropped off the planet, but I have been two separate retreats since last Friday. Friday into Saturday, I was at the Iwalu board retreat over at the Stone Center near Strawberry Point, working on the plans for the future of the Bible camp there. And then Sunday, I left for the Society of Holy Trinity retreat, the Iowa chapter, out at Griswold, Iowa, at the Clayton University Retreat Center. And that was from Monday through yesterday afternoon. And both were very useful. I have a long history with Camp Iwalu. Our family has been going there since the 1980s. Both our daughter Sarah and our granddaughter Annie were counselors at camp and have enjoyed it, and our grandkids still go to Iwalu. So we have some deep ties to that camp. And then, of course, the society is that ministerium that Lutheran pastors across synodical divisions have come together to be a part of. And we celebrate and retreat, both chapter retreats and national retreats. We have two 48-hour retreats for the Iowa chapter, and then a national retreat of 48 hours held every summer. And it is a very important part of my ongoing ministry. It is something that throughout all of the years that I've been a member of the chapter has been a very solid anchor for me. It is intended and dedicated to helping pastors keep their ordination vows, to become a place of support and mutual consolation amongst those who are ordained. And it is a time also of great learning and strengthening and prayer and worship. I did live stream most of our worship services while at this retreat, and they are on my Facebook page if you're interested in watching them. We keep the canonical hours, starting with matins in the morning and ending with compline at the end of the day. And we gather usually around 5 times during the day, 5 to 6 times depending on the day. And for worship, most of the worship is simply singing and reciting psalms and reading scripture. We do have some sermons, and we also celebrate the Lord's Supper. This retreat, as in the last couple of years, we, being at a Catholic retreat center, have been invited to participate and share in the Mass on Tuesdays. And the priest at the retreat center has involved us in receiving the sacrament as well. And we're very glad that we can receive the Lord's Supper from our Catholic brothers and sisters, that they include us as part of their worshiping community. This year we talked about the ministry of the church in the life of Dietrich Bonhoeffer. And if you don't know about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, it would be a good thing to do some study on him. He was a German pastor who resisted the Nazi movement in Germany and who was finally executed for his resistance, but created a very faithful and confessing church under those very difficult times and circumstances, is always within the nation in which it lives, and it is to support the government whenever possible, but in the case of Germany in Bonhoeffer's time, it was to stand against the government. And there are times in which, as Christians, we have to take a stand against the governing authorities and against the culture in which we live. Because at times governing authorities and cultures can go far astray and lead us far away from the gospel. And so it was a very interesting time and a very interesting study. I would encourage you to learn what you can about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, learn about the confessing church in Germany during the Second World War, and how they sought to maintain a faithful Christian church in the midst of a terrible circumstance. And finally, I'm very grateful for the congregation that has allowed me to attend these retreats, to serve as the Dean of the Iowa chapter, to be willing to let me participate and to help me do that with funding. It is a very important part of pastoral ministry, and I encourage pastors everywhere to consider the society. It is, to me, a great strength and that which enables us to do more effective and more godlike ministry in serving the Lord. But I am back now. I'll be back on my regular schedule of doing daily devotions, and I will be back tomorrow. I hope and pray you've had a good week so far, and look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. And until then, goodbye now.